Yeah, hi, Dan here. Better view than the car. So this is the video, and I'm really just gonna song the Chris Cornell lyrics breakdown that I did. He's one of my favourite artists, and I'm gonna connect. I've done a cover on his "Show Me How to Live" song. So if you're into music and a bit of rock, then check that out. And I'm pretty much just going to read through what's said here. It ties in with a lot of the stuff I'm going through myself, continuous, like we all do, addressing shadows, overcoming them, you know, with your inner dialogue and beliefs and worthiness and stuff like that. And then not only just with yourself, but with the world, and then how to take action on that. So this ended up breaking down into 3 stages. The first stage is called the descent within and understanding the self. So basically what it talks about is, before engaging with the world, first step is this rigorous and honest internal inventory. And there's 4 points. They are acknowledging your fears, true origin, recognizing the fear, and I talked about Fear is a Liar in the last videos, another really good song, is not just a reaction to external danger, but a profound internalized state of being afraid. The analysis of the lyrics focus on this eternal dread rather than just outward threats. Second point, interrogate your pain's weight. Where's my green light? Yeah, you might think I'm not looking. It's good to look at the light. Understanding the pain carries, good to look at the light, carries historical echo of punishment and penalty. This imbues suffering with a moral and karmic weight, suggesting it must be understood as a profound consequence, not just a fleeting feeling. Third point, embrace your fundamental solitude. See, being alone is not just mere loneliness, but in its original sense of being all one or wholly one self. This is a state of profound, self-contained isolation that is foundational to your existence. Point number 4, I touched on in the last video briefly. Connect with your primordial soul. So view your soul as something more ancient than spirit. The etymology of this word suggests connection with the primordial sea. And you'll know, if you know, like when you get into deep meditation, the ways of frequency and existing, making it a fundamental and elemental force. To understand your soul is to connect to this ancient part of your being. Righto, that was stage 1. Stage 2, seeing the cage, understanding the world. With a deeper self-awareness, you can now perceive external structures that shape and confine your existence. The world is presented as a place of judgment, decay, and inverted ideals. And that ties into what I was talking about with being careful what you consume. A lot of words and a lot of things are just inverted in their meaning. And so when we give that energy, that satire, and just things that aren't true, or the opposite, then far out. So, and when it comes to truth and authenticity, you guys have got to realise I'm going through this journey. I'm learning as I explain this myself, going through this and all these other documents. This is just a brand new blank bit of drawing paper I'm going to work on, scribe away. But anyway, so I'm excited about that. Stage 2, just said verdict. Point number 1, identify your confinement. Recognise the rusty cages, so these are some lyrics and whatnot from his songs, by the way, that imprison you. The analysis points in this analysis leads to symbols of confinement, decay, and long-standing entrapment, whether by societal rules, personal history, or self-limitation. Point 2, deconstruct the imposed suffering. See how the world aligns roles of performative martyrdom, like the Jesus Christ pose. The imagery of thorns and shrouds and the driving of nails highlights the critique of suffering that is used for accusation or self-aggrandizement. So I don't know what that word means, I'll have to look it up, but you know, definitely when it comes to accusation and you know, whether there's truth to those accusations, it's against something that you need to decide and take on, not only just from a broader perspective, but when it's directed at you as an individual. Point 3, recognise the corruption of ideals. Acknowledge that the world can invert its own fundamental symbols. I I've looked a lot into symbols, and you should as well. I've got something on that. The sun, as an ancient symbol of life, becomes a black hole sun, a destructive, paradoxical force born from intense energy. This reflects a world where even sources of life can become ancient agents of cosmic dread. These guys are such deep words. Stage 3, the uprising, taking authentic action. True action arises from the tension between between a deeply understood self and a clearly perceived world. This action is one of defiance, persistent inquiry, and deliberate choice of non-conformist path. And I agree with that, you know, and there's some talk about in Bible and whatnot, just not being rebellious, that's a sin, but there's a balance to that when you come to this world and when you can really connect it with, you know, that center point itself to be able to do things in a righteous way, not unrighteously and from an arrogant sort of point of view. But anyway, that's my views. Point 1, embrace a defined identity. Reclaim the world's judgments as a source of strength. When called a dog, you'll know if you know Chris Cornell, historically disparaging is a disparaging term. The response is to accept it, defiantly embrace a coarser nature against external labelling. I sort of said that. Choose a primal existence. Make a conscious choice to exist outside of societal norms, aligning yourself with the wild and untamed wolf. This represents a deliberate move to a raw, instinctual, and non-conformist lifestyle. Point 3, commit to lifelong inquiry. Transform passive amazement into active wonder. This analysis shows that is not to just be awestruck, but to engage in continuous, restless, and the unresolved quest for understanding, especially in the face of profound mysteries like death. Last point, engage your subconscious. Treat your dreams as an active and vital part of your reality. The etymology of dreams connects dreams to noise, music, and joy, suggesting that they are not an escape but an active, noisy realm to be explored in your quest for knowledge. Awesome. So listen to my little cover I did of Chris Cornell as well. Busting out my voice. Can't wait to be singing more. If you're a muso watching this, then do check out the Story Festival, and there's some AI sort of generated content I'll be doing. Used to have the music studio, which I just posted a little bit of, and I'll post a bit more of as well. Some of my quality of content wasn't that good. I used to drink a fair bit when I was in that studio releasing and escaping from the world. But anyway, I'll find some good stuff and get it out there. But my main question was, if you outside of the AI content, it was actually to get together and do some live or real performances in person if we can, but definitely an online never-ending collaboration and storytelling festival is what is on the card. So I'd love to get my voice out there more and do that via music. So if you can support that, you're interested, give us a yell and reach out. All right, peace out. Bye bye.